लोकशङ्करं यो नित्यं
अच्युतपदाम्बुज
अच्युतपदाम्बुज युग्मरुक्म व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद् गुरोर् भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धो रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम् श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु
प्रभु
नित्यानंद
नित्यानंद
श्री
श्री
अद्वैत
अद्वैत
गदाधर
गदाधर
श्रीवासादि
श्रीवासादि
गौर
गौर
भक्त
भक्त
वृंद
वृंद
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे
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 हरे हरे राम
राम राम
राम
हरे
हरे हरे.
okay now we'll Wednesday is Shivaratri, so we have learned the song Ashutosh Shashank Shekhar. So you people try to sing that song today. If you're not able to sing, I'll sing again and you can repeat after it. If someone can sing it nicely, if you have time, go home by Monday or maximum by Tuesday. You record it to me and you can send it over. I'll be singing and I'll be putting a video on Shivastuti. I want to put it for Shivaratri. If your singing video is available, I will merge that with mine and we can put it. Okay? Shall we try to sing now?
Yes,
Yes, who wants to start first? Huh. I'm not able to hear. Someone said, someone called. Who's that? Anyone wants to sing online? Gaurav, Harini, Anish, Ashutosh, Shashank Shekhar. Shivastuti, anyone wants to sing? No? You can take this.
I want to sing Mataji, but I don't have the lyrics, that the text of it, and I don't remember because I was.
The lyrics is there in the WhatsApp group, no, Kana? You can have it in front of you. You can see the WhatsApp group and you can sing. You can see the lyrics. Can you
Okay.
try? Get started.
Yeah. I didn't get the lyrics of it, Mataji.
You're there in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, I'm there.
I'll forward it in the WhatsApp group. Maybe now people can get it. 1 second. Let me forward it in the WhatsApp. I sent it last class. Yeah, I forwarded.
Yeah, okay, Mataji. I'll try to sing it now.
Yeah, Kanna. You can try.
Mataji, can you also sing?
Yes. One by one you can sing, or else let Harini sing 2 paras, then let Gaurav sing 2 paras, then Sai Shri is here, she'll sing 2 paras. You sing one by one para or two paras you can sing.
Okay.
Huh.
I don't know
Who
the
will
tune.
start first?
Mataji.
Okay, Gaurav, go ahead.
आशुतोष शशांक शेखर चंद्रमौलि चिदंबरा कोटि कोटि प्रणाम शंभु कोटि नमन दिगंबरा.
Next para also you sing.
First word
निर्विकार
ओंकार अविनाशी तुझे देवादिदेव जगत सर्जक प्रलय करता शिवम सत्यम सुंदरम.
Very good. Okay. Next, Harini, can you sing?
Yes, Mataji.
Huh.
निरंतर स्वरूप कालेश्वर महायोग योगेश्वरा
Ishvara.
योगेश्वरा ध्ययन ध्ययनिधि
दयानिधि दानेश्वर जय.
दयानिधि दानेश्वर जय जटाधर भाग्यंकरा
जटाधार भयंकरा
शूलपाणि त्रिशूलधारी अणुघड़ी
घड़ी बाघंबरी
जयामयोष त्रिलोचन
जय महेश
अनंत विशंभरा
जय महेश त्रिलोचनाय विश्वनाथ विशंभरा। हाँ, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः
नमः
शिवाय
शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय. Can you try? I know the sound clearly. Okay, you sing there to there. आशुतोष शशांक शेखर चंद्रमौली चिदंबरा कोटि कोटि प्रणाम शंभु कोटि नमन दिगंबरा निर्विकार ओंकार अविनाशी तुम्ही देवादिदेव जगत सर्जक प्रलय करता शिवं सत्यं सुंदरा निरंकार स्वरूप कालेश्वर महा योगेश्वरा दयानिधि दानीश्वर जय जटाधार भयंकरा शूल पानी त्रिशूलधारी औगड़ी बागंबरी जय महेश त्रिलोचनाय जय महेश त्रिलोचनाय विश्वनाथ विशंभरा ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय. Very good. Now from the next para onwards, let me sing and you can repeat after me. Okay. नाथ नागेश्वर
नाथ नागेश्वर
हरोहर
हरोहर
हरोहर.
हरोहर
Har means Mahadev. Har means Mahadev. Hari means Krishna. Hari means Narayana. Hari means Krishna. Har means Mahadev. We say it right. Mama Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva. So Mahadeva is Hara. Narayana is Hari. So Nath Nageshwar Haro Har.
नाथ नागेश्वर हर हरोहर.
The volume, I think, on Zoom is very less. One sec. You're all able to hear me nicely?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji.
Okay, now it's better. Okay, very good. नाथ नागेश्वर हरोहर
नाथ नागेश्वर हरोहर.
पाप शाप अभिशाप तुम
पाप शाप अभिशाप तुम
महादेव
महादेव
मान भोले
मान बोले.
सदा शिव शिव शंकरा
सदा शिव शिव शंकरा.
महादेव महान भोले
महान बोले.
सदा शिव शिव शंकरा
सदा शिव शिव शंकरा.
जगतपति अनुर्गति
जगतपति अनुर्गति.
जगतपति अनुर्गति भक्ति
जगतपति अनुर्गति.
सदैव तेरी चरण हो
सदैव तेरी चरण हो.
सदैव तेरी चरण हो
सदैव तेरी चरण हो.
हे जगतपति, हे विश्वनाथा, I surrender myself and my bhakti in your lotus feet. That's what you're saying. to Lord Shiva. Jagatpati Anurgati Bhakti
जगतपति अनुर्गति भक्ति
सदैव तेरी चरण हो
सदैव तेरी चरण हो
क्षमा हो अपराध
क्षमा हो अपराध
तब जय
तब जय
क्षमा हो अपराध सब जय
क्षमा हो अब
अपराध सब जय.
Saying if I have made any mistakes, please forgive me. You're asking for forgiveness for the mistakes that you have unknowingly made. क्षमा हो अपराध सब जय
क्षमा हो अपराध सब जय
जय जयति जगदीश्वरा
जय
जय
जगति
जय जगति जगदीश्वरा.
जगदीश्वरा
क्षमा हो अपराध सब जय जय जयति जगदीश्वरा
क्षमा हो अपराध सब जय 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 जगति जगदीश्वरा
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 जन्म जीवन
जन्म जीवन
जगत का
जगत का
जन्म जीवन जगत का संताप जन्म जीवन जगत
जगत काम संताप.
One second. What's happening? Sorry. जन्म जीवन जगत का संताप
जन्म जीवन जगत का संताप
संताप संताप ताप मिटे सभी
संताप ताप मिटे सभी
ओम नमः शिवाय मन
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
जपता रहे पंचाक्षरा
जब तावरी पंचाक्षरा
ओम नमः शिवाय मन जपता रहे पंचाक्षरा
ओम नमः शिवाय
जपता रहे पंचाक्षरा
पंचाक्षरा.
जन्म जीवन जगत का
जन्म जीवन जगत का
संताप ताप मिटे सभी
संताप ताप मिटे सभी
ओम नमः शिवाय मन
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
जपता रहे पंचाक्षरा
जब तावरी पंचाक्षरा
ओम नमः शिवाय
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 Very good. You Wednesday is Shivratri. If possible, go to the temple and then at home you can sing the song. You dedicate it to Shiva. Okay. Now we also learned the Abhanga. The Abhanga sung by Namadeva. Anyone wants to try the Abhanga? Who and all wants to try?
माता जी
हाँ Gaurav. Who else? Let me first try to know who and all wants to try today. The Abhanga.
Mataji.
Anyone? Harini, Gaurav, who else? Sai Sri will sing. You want to try, Danya? Abhanga, will you sing? Okay. So, okay. Who is starting? Harini, will you start this time? Hi, start. The first para you can, first stanza you can sing. Till first stanza you can sing. Okay?
Yeah,
Shall I start?
Mataji,
Huh.
let Gaurav start first.
Okay, fine. Okay, Gaurav, start first.
नामदेव कीर्तन करे प्रेम बरनाच पांडुरंगा नामदेव कीर्तन करे प्रेम बरनाच पांडुरंगा
हाँ, जनाभाई
भाई
मने
मने
देवा बोलो
बोल
अभंगा
अभंगा
हाँ,
जनादाई
जनाभाई मने
मने
देवा
देव भूलो
बोलो अभंगा
नमदेव हरि
हरि
नम
नाम देवा
देवा हरि
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 नाम
नम
देव कीर्तन करी
करे
प्रेम
प्रेम
हरनाच
बरनाच
पांडुरंगा
पांडुरंगा
हाँ फर्स्ट पैरा can you say okay fine let me sing you people repeat this is a bit difficult song and you will get need some time okay
Okay.
नामदेव कीर्तन करी प्रेम बरनाच पांडुरंगा
नमदेव कीर्तन करे प्रेम बरनाच पांडुरंगा
नामदेव कीर्तन करी प्रेम बरनाच पांडुरंगा
नमदेव कीर्तन करे प्रेम बरनाच पांडुरंगा
जनाभाई मने देवा
जनादाई मने
बोलो अभंगा
भूलो अभंगा
जनाभाई मने देवा बोलो अभंगा
जनादाई मने देव भूलो अभंगा
नामदेवा हरि नामदेवा
नमदेव हरि नमदेव
हरि नामदेव कीर्तन
हरि नमदेव कीर्तन करे प्रेम
प्रेम बरनाच
बरनाच
पांडुरंगा
पांडुरंगा
वेरी गुड ओके फर्स्ट स्टैंजा अभंग बोलता कीर्तने
अभंग बोलता कीर्तनी
रंग उठावणा
रंग उठावना
अभंग बोलता कीर्तने
अभंग बोलता कीर्तनी
रंग उठावणा
रंग उठावना
पाचिया संग देवा
पाचिया संग देवा
नाचो कला
नाचो लखना
प्रेमाचिया संग देवा नाचो कला
प्रेमाचिया संग देवना
नाचो कला
नाचो लकला
नामदेवा हरि नामदेवा हरि हरि
नमदेव हरि नमदेव हरि हरि
कीर्तन करी प्रेम बरनाच पांडुरंगा
नमदेव कीर्तन करे प्रेम बरनाच पांडुरंगा
नाचत दे नाचत डोलत देवाचा
नाचत डोलत देवाचा
पीतांबरा
कलल पीतांबरा
नाचत हरि ढोलत
नाचत हरि डोलत
नाचत डोलत देवाचा
नाचत डोलत देवाचा
कळल पीतांबरा
कलल पीतांबरा
सावत होई देवा
सावत होय देवा
सावत होई देवा
सावत होय देवा
ऐसे बोले कबीरा
ऐसे बोले कबीरा
नामदेवा हरि नामदेवा हरि हरि
नमदेव हरि नमदेव हरि हरि
कीर्तन करी प्रेम भरणाच पांडुरंगा
नामदेव कीर्तन करे प्रेम भरणाचा पांडुरंगा
नामयाची जनी लोले
नामयाची जन लोले
संताचे पायी
संताचे पायी
नामयाची जनी लोले संताचे पायी
नामयाची
जन
जन लोले
संतयाचे पायी
संताचे पायी. It's Marathi, no? It's a bit difficult. But संताचे पायी.
संताचे पायी.
You have the notebook, no? You have the notebook song written so that you don't make the mistakes. So when you are up for the class, you have the song written, and if you don't have time to write it, I'm sending in the WhatsApp group. No, you take it, print out if you don't have time, and then you keep it so that you can see that and sing it. नामयाची जनी लोले संताचे पायी.
नामयाचे जन लोले संताचे पायी.
जन्म मरण पासून मुक्ता करके विठोबाई.
जन्म मरणोपासून मुक्ता करते.
जन्म मरण पासून मुक्ता
जन्म मरणोपासून मुक्त
करके विठोबाई.
करके तो बाई.
विठ्ठल पांडुरंग विठ्ठल पांडुरंग
विठ्ठल पांडुरंग विठ्ठल पांडुरंग
विठ्ठल पांडुरंग
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंग
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंग
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंग
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 पांडुरंग पांडुरंग
पांडुरंग
पांडुरंग पांडुरंग पांडुरंग
पांडुरंग
पांडुरंग पांडुरंग पांडुरंग पांडुरंग पांडुरंग.
Okay, very good. Okay, so Wednesday is Shivaratri. So, why is Shivaratri very special?
Because it is the birth date of Shiva, Lord Shiva.
Okay, I don't know if there's any story about the Sitkana. I don't know if there's any story about the birthday of Shiva because Shiva is Ananta. He has no birth and no death. He is eternal, like our Sanatana Dharma. But there is a story. Shivaratri comes every month, right? So, in our Tamil or Sanatana Dharma calendar, right? So I gave you a task wherein you list out the months according to Tamil or Telugu or whatever your mother tongue is, right? You have the months. Can you read it out? What are those?
చిత్తిరై వైకాసి ఆని ఆడి ఆవని పురుటసి ఐపసి కార్తిగై మార్గలి తై మాసి పంగుని.
Very good. These are the months. So similarly, in Sanskrit also, according to the this thing, the months are there. But we follow the Tamil calendar or South Indian calendar. That is okay. So similarly, right, every month is divided into two pakshas, right? One is Amavasya, till Amavasya, 15 days. The other 15 days is Paurnami. So Amavasya, so you know how the moon works, right? So the moon is coming around the earth, and the earth and moon both are going around the sun. This is what we have learnt in science. And our Sanatana Dharma is also everything about science. So because the moon is coming around the earth and we sit at one place on earth, so for 15 days in a month, you see a fading moon. The moon will be big, then it will fade, becomes smaller, 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 smaller. On Amavasya day, the moon is completely gone. And then it starts growing again, becomes bigger, 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 bigger on side. And it's full moon day, then you call it as Paurnami. One Amavasya, one Paurnami put together, we have 15 plus 15, 30 days in a month. So every day in a month also, we count it saying Ekadashi, Dwadashi, Chaturdashi. So every 15 days, once we get Ekadashi. So every 15 days, once we similarly get Dwadashi. So the 15 days count is what we say Ekadashi, Dwadasi, Trayodasi, Chaturdasi. Chaturdasi is famous for or auspicious for Lord Ganesha. Ekadashi is for our Krishna or Narayana. Similarly, we also get Shivaratri every month. And Shivaratri is for Lord Shiva. It's auspicious for Lord Shiva. So our ancestors have calculated this. So all this is astronomy. There's nothing. Some people know, if you see any people who call, whenever it comes to our beliefs, our Hindu beliefs, of Sanatana Dharma beliefs, they say they call it, it's mythical, mythology. Do you know what is the meaning of myth?
Yeah,
What is the
it's a type of made up story.
very good. It's a type of made up story. But is it a made up story? We call, there are people who call Ramayana and Mahabharata as mythological stories. Myth means something that is made up, that is like imaginary,
Real.
that hasn't happened. But in our Sanatana Dharma, there are n number of Puranas, right? We have our Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. I think someone is opening up the whiteboard.
Sai
That's okay.
Rishikesh.
Kanna, don't touch it. Okay. So what is happening is, in our Sanatana Dharma, we have n number of Puranas. Our Srimad Bhagavatam is the Bhagavata Purana. Similarly, we have Shiva Purana. For Lord Kartikeya, we have the Skanda Purana. So n number of Puranas are there. But in our Sanatana Dharma, there are only two granthams. There are only two pieces of work which is called as Itihasam. What are those two? Guess. If you don't know, guess. What are those two that's
Ramayana
called as
and Mahabharata.
Very good, Kaur. Ramayana and Mahabharata are called as the Itihasam. There are n number of works we have. We have 18 Puranas. We have Brahma Purana, Shiva Purana, Devi Purana, Rudra Purana, n number of Garuda Purana. Very good, right? N number of 18 Puranas we have. None of those are called as Itihasam. We have Vedam. Vedam is also not called as Itihasam. Our ancestors have clearly said we have two Itihasam. What are those Itihasams? Ramayana and
Ramayana and
Mahabharata.
Mahabharata.
Now, what does Itihasam mean? Itihasam means this is how it happened. This is how it happened means it's our history. So if they could have done, they could have, if they wanted to make people believe in something, they would have called everything as history, everything happened. But Puranas are those things. It also consists of things that actually happened, but there's no record, there's no stamp. But Ramayanam and Mahabharatam are considered and specially called Itihasam because these were written during the period when Ramayana was written by, who wants to answer it? Very good. Ramayana was written by Valmiki, and when Valmiki wrote Ramayana, Rama was alive. So when you're writing about some person, so say someone is writing a biography. Someone writes an autobiography means they're writing about themselves. There are some people who write biography, you see movies and all, right? About APJ Abdul Kalam, Manmohan Singh, so many movies are coming. Those are biographies. So when someone is writing a biography, and the person whom they're writing about is already alive, right? Then they'll go and ask, I have written about you, is it right or not? Right? Only if the person about whom the book is being written says that, yes, this is what happened with me, this is how I lived, only then it is correct. It's authenticated. Similarly, when Valmiki wrote Ramayana, Ramayana was sung by Lavakusha. Who are Lavakusha? Rama's sons. So, Valmiki, whatever Valmiki had written, Valmiki's Ramayana was sung by Lavakusha all around Ayodhya and in Rama's court. And Rama said that, yes, this is my story. So the person whom we are talking about, he himself has authenticated it. So we have a stamp. So that's why it is real history and it becomes our Itihasam. Okay, so I started saying all the story because our Sanatana Dharma, the basis of our Sanatana Dharma is science. Today we have n number of developments because of which there are some things we understand that, okay, this is why our people have said that these things are happening this way. There are some things which are beyond our understanding, and we are not still able to figure out why this is happening. But that doesn't mean that what they have said is not true. They have said things based on scientific basis. There are some things we understand, there are some things we don't understand. There might be some things which is not relatable anymore, but because we don't understand it, we don't know if it applies today or not. Okay, so basically the basis of our Sanatana Dharma is science. That's what I wanted to say. Now, this Shivaratri comes every month, but there's 1 month in the entire year when we have the Mahashivaratri, right? So now on Wednesday, we are going to have the Mahashivaratri. This is considered to be the auspicious day on which there was a milan, or how do I say it? There was a integration of Shiva and Shakti. So Shiva and Shakti were combined together on this day. Is our like our belief, and that's why we say today, which is called the Mahashivaratri. Now, Shiva and Shakti, who knows the story of Sati Mata? Who knows the story of Sati? Shall we discuss today what happened to Sati? Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, tell.
Yeah, we will discuss it. I'm just telling yes.
Okay. So, what happened? Shiva, when he was, keep it down. Karan. So, what happened? Shiva always stays in Yoga Nidra. Yoga, he always sits in yoga and he always meditates for the goodness sake of the world, and he's the caretaker, and he also is the one's responsible for destruction. He's Parabrahman. So he always stays in meditation, in yoga. So he doesn't care about the material things in the world, what people are doing, what's materially happening in the world. He's detached from all of those things. Okay. But there were a lot of Rakshasas who said that now Shiva is not going to get up from his meditation, he's not going to come out of his meditation. So I'll get a boon from Brahma saying, I cannot be killed by anyone, but only by Shiva's son. Right? When you remember this boon, do you remember some other story? What story do you remember? Who else did we speak about who got a boon that I should not die? Very good. Hiranyakashipu got a
Hiranyakashipu.
boon again from Brahma that I should not die inside, I should not die outside, I should not die by animal, I should not die by man, blah
Everything
blah
got
blah. So many boons he got, no? So these Rakshasas or whoever wants to are not interested in living life in a proper way, who wants to cause bad things to people, who wants to trouble people. These people know that when they trouble people, Paramatma is going to come and Paramatma is going to destroy them. So to protect themselves, they ask these kind of boons like, I should not die till I someone like this comes and kills me. I should not die here. I should not die there, because they're afraid that when they know that they're doing something wrong. That's why they know that when they're troubling people, when they're troubling bhaktas. See, if you go and trouble Krishna, no, he might not be very angry. He'll say, "Fine, this is a little one," and without understanding, this person is troubling me. But if you trouble Krishna's bhaktas, if you trouble his bhaktas, he'll be very angry and he'll come to protect his bhaktas. So these Rakshasas know that they're troubling people and Paramatma will come and Paramatma is going to destroy them. They know this. So to protect themselves, they ask such kind of boons. So now these Rakshasas, there was a Rakshasa named Tarakasu. His name was Tarakasu. He was causing a lot of destruction like this, troubling people. And because he knows that Shiva is always under meditation, he doesn't care about the world. He's always in his deep state, in his yoga state. So he said that Shiva is never going to get married. Shiva is never going to have a son. So he got a boon from Brahma saying, I should be only killed by Shiva's son, no one else. Brahma had to give the boon because he meditated on Brahma. Brahma came and he said, I'll give the boon. This guy asked for such a boon. Brahma said, Tatastu, I give you the boon. Now this guy was very happy because he was thinking Shiva is not going to get married. He's not going to have any kids. So there will be no son of Shiva. So no one is going to come and no one is going to. So when this happened, there was Shakti. See, Shiva is the Purusha. Shiva is the Purusha Tattvam. And the Prakriti or the Shakti Tattvam is Ma Parvati or Ambal. Ambal is our Shakti Tattvam. So they are not actually separate. When we say Shiva was not married, when he was in yoga and all that, when he was meditating, even then Shakti was part of it. They are never separate. It's just that sometimes we see them as separate, but they are one and the same. So just to teach this Tarakasura as a lesson. Now Shakti, the uh, uh, the divine which gives birth to all the species in the world. She is the she is Parvati, she is Shakti. So she was born as a lady or as a young girl called as Sati in the court of or in the kingdom of Daksha Prajapati. There was a Prajapati. Prajapati are generally rule makers or rulers kind of people, administrators. So those administrators we call them Prajapati. There was one Prajapati those days living called as Daksha Prajapati. Right? So Daksha Prajapati had a family and Sati was born to Daksha Prajapati. So when Sati was born, so generally what I have said, generally when Jagannatha herself comes, she's not born. She is found somewhere. When Sita came, Sita was found on the ground. And from the ground, Janaka Maharishi picked her up. Similarly, when Parvati was born, which also will come to that also in a while, Parvati was also picked up by Himavan. That also we'll discuss today. Similarly, when Radharani was born, Radharani was not born to Vrishabhanu, right? Vrishabhanu and Kirtida Devi Mata, they picked Radharani from the Radharani was found by them. Yeah. So when Jagannatha comes, she always is found. No one can give birth to Jagannatha because Jagannatha is the one who gives birth to every one of us. She's the mother of everyone. How can someone give birth to the mother of the universe, right? So whenever Jagannatha comes, she's found. When Andal came, where did Periyalvar find Andal? Very good. In the garden, amongst the Tulasi plants, in the Vrinda, where Tulasi is also called Vrinda. So that's why the forest of Tulasi is called Vrindavan, right? So in amongst the Vrindavan of the temple, Andal was found by Periyalvar, Sri Vishnu Chitta, right? So similarly, Sati was also born and Sati was found by Daksha Prajapati, who was raised as Daksha Prajapati's daughter. So then Sati grew up and she is the form of Shakti. She is Ambal who has come as Sati. So she knew that why has she come in a human form? So that she grows up, she marries Shiva. That's the purpose of she coming in a human form. So when she grew up, she wanted to marry Shiva. Naturally, she wanted to marry Shiva and she meditated for it. Now, Daksha Prajapati, Anna, don't make sound. So when this Daksha Prajapati, who was Sati's father, he was a he called himself a Bhakta of Narayana. And you know how Shiva is, right? Shiva, he doesn't opt for any material pleasures. He is beyond all that. He is beyond life. He is beyond death. He is beyond the material things that we find. So he doesn't opt for any material pleasure. So he is Bairagi. So he wears the tiger's skin as his our Krishna wears pitambar. Our Krishna likes this, getting ready and like dressing up and all that. But Shiva doesn't have interest in all that. So what Shiva does? Shiva wears the tiger skin and he has basma, the vibhuti, which is nothing but the ashes of uh,
Dead.
smeared bodies, right? So those ashes, rock, what we say, that is the vibhuti, that is the baspam. He smears the baspam all over him and he gives shelter to a lot of people who surrender to them. So the Vasuki Nagam, we'll see that story some other day. The Vasuki Naga surrendered to Shiva. So he took the Vasuki Naga, he kept it in his neck. Then there's also one story of Chandran. Chandran is known, but the moon, the one is who is the authority of the moon, he surrendered to Shiva. The Chandran he is wearing. So whoever surrenders to him, he keeps them with him. So similarly, Ganga Devi also, the river Ganga, she also surrendered to him. So he has kept it in his Jatamudi. He has kept Chandran in his Jatamudi. He has the Vasuki snake. He is just wearing a tiger cloth, all ashes smeared. He has nothing else with him. He is beyond life and death, and he doesn't have any material pleasures, and he is like this. And who are his bhaktas? All the Ganas and Agoris are his bhaktas. So if you see his bhaktas, because he is also the person who is beyond all this materialism, life and death, his bhaktas also will be like that. So they'll be always in meditation. They'll be meditating towards him. They will see how to rise beyond life, how to go to the next state. They'll not be involved all in this material things. Like we have a house, we wear nice clothes, nice earrings, and we dress up nicely. They are not like that because they look beyond it. They don't see any use or anything in living a pleasurable life. So they have ashes all smeared. So they'll be wearing only the kavi vastram. All those agoris and ganas will be Shiva's bhaktas. So everyone, see now you know that Shiva looks like this. But say for people who look at him the first time, they'll be afraid. So in the song also, in the Shiva Stuti that we are singing, Ashutosh Shashank Shekhar, we are saying Jatadara Bhayankara. Jatadara means he doesn't spend time in combing the hair and dressing it up and all. So he will have the Jatamudis only. So he'll have the Jatamudi, all ashes smeared on his. So when people look at him and when they don't know him, then they get afraid. So he's Bhayankara. So Daksha Prajapati, he is a very big fan of Narayana. Narayana himself. Now, see, Shiva's favorite. We said that Shiva's favorite namam is Ramanamam. He said in Vishnu Sahasranamam, Shiva says, Ishwaro vacha Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. So Shiva is very fond of Ramanamam. He is very fond of Narayana. Similarly, Narayana is also very fond of Shiva. So they both are for each other. And the original concept, if you look at, they both are none other than the same thing. So everything is Krishna. Krishna is Shiva. Krishna is Narayana. Krishna is Ambal also. And Krishna is Radharani also. So Paramatma is one. They just appear in different forms for us. So Shiva is very fond of Narayana, and similarly Narayana is very fond of Shiva. But this Daksha Prajapati, he doesn't realize that. He's a fan of Narayana, and our Narayana, no, our Krishna, no, he likes to dress up very well. He wears a pitambar, which means a yellow dhoti he wears. He likes that a lot. Then he wears a lot of nice jewels with when he was in Vrindavan, no, when he was in Gokulam with his mother, who is Krishna's mother. Kanna, don't read that. You should listen, okay?
Yashoda.
Yashoda, very good. Yashoda and Nandagopal, when he was there, how many cows did Krishna have? More than 1 lakh. He had more. He had 9 lakh cows. So when Krishna was there in Gokulam and Vrindavan, he used to take the cow and the cow gopher, and he used to decorate his face and eyes, everything with that. Beyond the eyes, now you'll see dots, Radha Rani's image if you see. So he used to decorate himself with that, and he used to dress up nicely because our Krishna likes to be that way. But Shiva has some other, his choice is different. So he smears all ashes. So for this Daksha Prajapati, he sees only the outer look, but he doesn't see that both are Parabrahmam at the end of the day. So he doesn't like Shiva. He feels Shiva is very unethical. He doesn't look good. And he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have any material possessions. He just stays in the graveyard and he just smears ashes and he doesn't look good. So Daksha Prajapati didn't like Shiva. So who is Daksha Prajapati's daughter now? Sati, who is our Ambal herself, who is Brahmandanayaki herself, Jagannatha herself. So now, when Sati was there, Sati wanted to marry Shiva, Daksha Prajapati was against it, right? But Sati knew that Shiva is her destiny, and she is Shakti, and she is the half, and the other half will be completed when only Shiva and Shakti get together, right? So she said, I'll marry Shiva. Then finally, Daksha Prajapati said, fine, okay, if you want to marry Shiva, you can marry and you can leave. But Daksha Prajapati was not happy with it because he didn't like Shiva. And what happened? Okay. So now what happened? Sati married Shiva and she left with Shiva. Shiva took, Kannan, don't make noise. Why are you doing? Are you? 1 second. Okay. So what happened? So what are you discussing? You tell me. What happened? What did Sati Mata do? What did Sati do? Huh. Sati married Shiva. And who is Sati Mata's father? Daksha Prajapati. Right? Daksha Prajapati is Sati Mata's father. And he was not happy that she married Shiva. Now she married Shiva and she went to Kailasha with Shiva. Now what happened in one day, this Daksha Prajapati was doing a very big yajna. He was doing a very big yajna. So he gave invitation to everyone. He gave invitation to Narayana, Brahma, Devas, all Devas. Who are the Devas? You tell examples. Krishna is not a Deva. Krishna is Paramatma. Who are the Devas? Devatas.
Brahma.
Brahma is not a Devata. Who are Devatas?
Vasudeva.
Narayan, Paramatma, Narayan. Oh, Narada. Narada is a rishi. The
Vasudeva.
Devatas are Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Surya.
Agni.
Garuda is Krishna's Sevaka. He's not a Devata. Krishna's Vahana, Krishna's one who does Kaikari for Krishna is Garuda. Garudalvar. So everyone was invited. All the rishis, all the munis, all the devatas, Indran, Suryan, Chandran, Vayu, everyone were invited. Narayana was invited. Brahma was invited. All the people in and around the world, everyone was invited to the yajna. But then Shiva was not invited. And Sati was also not invited. Did Daksha Prajapati do the right thing? No. See, Sati is his own daughter. And Shiva is the one who complete the Trimurtis. So when there's Brahma, when there's Narayana, if you call Shiva, only then the Trimurtis get completed. Right? But because he didn't like Shiva, he didn't call Shiva. Right? And he didn't call Sati. So, but Sati was Daksha Prajapati's daughter. So, if your father is not calling you for a particular place, even then, he is your father. So, you still have the rights to go. That's what Sati thought. So, Sati decided, he hasn't invited me for the yajna, but he's my father. I'll still go and I'll bless him. Because though she has come in the form of Daksha Prajapati's daughter, who is she originally? She is Shakti. She is Jaganmata. She is Shakti, right? So she has just come in the form of Daksha Prajapati's daughter. So she thought, I know my father has not invited me, but I'll still go. I'll bless the yajna and I'll help. I'll look and ensure that it gets completed nicely. So she said to Shiva that I have not got the invitation, but I'll still. Okay. Now, what happened is, Shiva said that you should never go to a place where you're not invited. So if the person has not invited you, maybe they don't want you in that place, right? If your friend doesn't invite for you for the birthday party, will you go?
No.
No, right? Because they didn't invite us for the birthday party. How can we go? Similarly, Shiva said it's not a decent thing to do. He hasn't invited you, maybe because he doesn't want you to be there. No, just don't go. But Shakti didn't accept it. But Sati didn't accept it. Sati said, it's okay. He's my father. He has not invited me, but still I'll go. Because he is my father, I have the rights. So Sati went to the yajna and the yajna was happening. And now Daksha Prajapati didn't like Shiva. Daksha Prajapati didn't like Sati marrying Shiva. He didn't invite Sati for the yajna, but still Sati came. Then what happened? Daksha Prajapati ignored her. Sati still went and she wanted to bless the people there and take part in the yajna. But Daksha Prajapati started talking ill about Shiva. If someone talks bad about your husband, bad about your mother, bad about your father, how will you feel? You'll feel bad. You'll feel sad, you'll feel bad about that, and you'll definitely fight with them saying, how can you talk like this about my father, about my husband? Similarly, Sati was in a very poor situation because her own father was talking ill about her husband. So he didn't realize that Shiva is Paramatma. Shiva is Vairagi. He didn't realize the original form of Shiva and he made a mistake by talking ill about Shiva. Because see, Shiva Tattvam is not for everyone to understand. See, if everyone doesn't understand why, we will ask, why will someone give up material things? Everyone wants to earn money. Everyone wants to buy nice clothes, dress them up nicely, wear nice things. Why would someone leave everything and go? Why would someone, just give up on worldly things, food and all those things? So Shiva Tattvam, see, if you want to go beyond life, if you want to go beyond physically who you are, if you want to attain the Paramatma, you have to give up the material things. So this is Shiva Tattvam, and Shiva Tattvam is not for everyone to understand. Everyone doesn't have the capability to understand the Shiva Tattvam. So Daksha Prajapati doesn't have the understanding. He doesn't recognize who Shiva is. He didn't like Shiva. So he started talking ill about Shiva. Now, and he's talking ill about Shiva in the big mandapam where the yajna is happening, where the entire world is there. Narayana is there, Brahma is there, the Devatas are there, people, all the animals, plants, this, that, everything from the world is there. And he's talking ill about Shiva. And Sati felt really embarrassed that her father, the person whom Shakti chose to be her father, is talking about the Parabrahman, is talking about Shiva this way. So Sati was very embarrassed, and Sati realized that Daksha Prajapati doesn't deserve to be the father of Shakti herself. So the embodiment of Shakti, he doesn't deserve to be the father of the Jagannatha of Brahmanda Swarupini. She has come in the form of Sati. He doesn't deserve to be the father. So what happened? Sati, the physical, she was born as a human, so she came in the form of a human, right? She gave up the physical form, the physical body, whatever is there. She's Shakti, so the Shakti Tattvam is there, but she came in a human form, so she gave up that body. So she surrendered herself in the fire, and as a punishment to her father, you don't deserve to have Shakti as your daughter. So she jumped into the fire and she gave up her physical body. Now, once Shiva got to know that Sati is no more and she has jumped into the fire, she has given up herself to the physical body because she was embarrassed, and because people spoke ill of Shiva, and she couldn't take the thing that amongst everyone, when the entire world is sitting, is the Daksha Prajapati who's speaking ill of my husband, because she felt that is wrong, and she wanted to punish her father. She gave up her physical form in the fire. So now Shiva got to know this. He was extremely sad because he has lost his wife. So he was very angry and he did the Tandavam. Tandavam is Shiva's dance of his fierce dance in anger. He did the Tandavam, and he his Tandavam gave birth to Veerabhadra. Veerabhadra is like a part of Shiva, a form of Shiva, a part of Shiva, just a little part of Shiva, which signifies his anger, his Krodha, Bhava. So Veerabhadra was born out of him when Shiva was doing Tandava, and similarly Bhadrakali. So the feminine part of his anger is Bhadrakali, and the masculine part is the Veerabhadra. Both were born out of him when he did the Tandav. They went and they cut off Daksha Prajapati's head. Right? So this was the story. Now Sati was gone. And because Sati was gone, Shiva was extremely sad. And he began performing the Tandav and he didn't stop. So he came to Daksha Prajapati's Yajna place. He took Sati's body. And with Sati's physical form, which is already gone, he was wandering all around the Brahmanda. And Shiva, if he's losing his control and if he's wandering all around like this, then who will save the world? Because the entire Brahmanda was on fire because Shiva is doing the Tandav and he's not giving up on Sati's, his wife's physical form. That was the love. That is the relationship between Purusha, which is Shiva, and Prakriti, which is Shakti, which is Sati, which is Parvati Devi. Now, Krishna decided if this goes on, then it's going to be very difficult. The entire Brahmanda will get destroyed. So Krishna took his Sudarshana Chakram, Narayana took his Sudarshana Chakram, and the physical body, which is already gone in fire, which Shiva took in his hands, and he's doing the Tanda. So with Sudarshana Chakra, Krishna cut that into n number of pieces. He just cut the body of Sati Mata, which was already, the body was lost in fire. But Shiva was not ready to let go of that. The one Shiva who has let go of all the material pleasures, all the things, and who is the Vairagi, he is not able to let go of Sati, because that is the premam between the Purusha and the Prakriti. So then Krishna decided that if this goes on, then the entire Brahmanda will get destroyed. So he cut Sati Mata's body with his Sudarshana Chakra into number of pieces. Every part of the body, whose body is it? Physically, it's Sati's body, but every part is Shakti herself. So that body was cut and it fell in multiple places on the land. And wherever the parts of the body fell, there we have the Shakti Peedam. Shakti Peedam we have n number of Shakti Peedam in our country. I forgot how many numbers we have. I'll tell you in the next class. So where Sati Mata's tongue fell, right? There we have a Shakti Peedam. Wherever her eyes fell, there we have a Shakti Peedam. You can go and Google Shakti Peedams in India. I think there are 18 or more Shakti Peedams in India. There are some in Naina Devi, they say. Naina Devi in Uttarakhand or somewhere. That's the place where her eyes fell. Similarly, the part where her hip, the uterus, that thing fell, the Kamakya, we see. Right? Kamakya is very, very powerful Shakti Peedam in Bengal. Kamakya, you can go and search Kamakya Devi. So each place a Shakti Peedam was formed. Okay, so now it's already late, it's already 4-5. So then what happened after? I'll conclude this with one line, but there's one more story which I'll tell you in the next class. So Sati, now Shiva again went into his penance, again went into his meditation, his tapas, because Sati is now gone. Right? So now how will be the Shiva's son born? And how will he kill Tarakasura? So Sati again took birth in the form of Parvati and married Shiva. That story we'll see in the next class. But the day this happened, when Shiva came for Sati and Shiva married Sati, is considered to be the day of Mahashivratri. So on this day, the Shiv and Sati got united. They became one. And this precious day is the Mahashivratri. So what this symbolizes is that our body, or we, right, we are Jivatma. And we have the Paramatma. However you see Paramatma. I see Paramatma as Krishna, right? Someone else might see Paramatma as Devi, as Shakti. Someone else might see Paramatma as Shiva. So the Jivatma having a possibility to reach Paramatma is what Shiva and Shakti combinedly represents. So that is the day of Mahashivratri. So go to the temple, celebrate Mahashivratri well. We'll meet in the next class. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Yeah, Satsvik.
Why Mahashivratri changes his dates? Like in before in 2024, we have Mahashivratri before 18 November.
Sorry, can you come again?
Before
Hello?
we have February 18 Mahashivratri now. But for this year we have 26th. Why ma'am like that? Like why
So because every month has a Shivaratri, but our ancestors have calculated according to the lunar and planetary positions that this month's Shivaratri will be Mahashivaratri. So everything is astronomical, right? Every energy, it has to be aligned in a certain way for the unison of the Shiva and Shakti, the Jivatma and Paramatma to happen. So our ancestors, based on the astronomy, the planet positions, have fixed this day as the Mahashivaratri. So if you ask anyone who studies astronomy, who is a Jyotish or something like that, they'll be able to clearly tell you what are the alignments of the planets, what are the position which will tell you a day is Mahashivratri or not. Right?
Okay.
Mataji,
Okay. You can leave. Kanna. We'll end the class here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Huh. Tell.
why did the Shakti herself? Didn't she kill her father herself? Why did she give up her physical body instead of
I'll tell
killing
you.
her?
I'll tell you this answer. Please stay online. I'll just send the children and I'll come. 1 minute. Just stay online.
Come on. అరే మొత్తం పెడుతున్నా గడు
Mute just go.
రమేష్
రే అరవకుండ్రా
Zoom class అనుకుంటారు ఏమనుకుంటారు
చెప్తామని నేను గౌరవ్ పెట్టే ఫేస్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ నవ్వొచ్చింది ఇంకా అలా పెట్టిన ఫేస్
అరే ఇది రికార్డ్ అవుతుందిరా
అరే అవును రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది
అందుకే మాట్లాడకు గట్టిగా మాట్లాడుతున్నావు Sai Rikesh, mute yourself.
So your question is, why didn't Sati kill Daksha Prajapati herself, right? So when Shakti, when she is Brahmanda Swarupini, when she was born as in the physical form, when she was born as the daughter of Daksha Prajapati, it's not Maryada that a daughter kills her own father, right? So in that physical, if she does that, she'll accumulate karma. And the Jagannatha who helps everyone lose their bad karma, she herself doesn't. Why would she? She doesn't want to in that physical form. She doesn't want to set an example by killing her own father, though he has made something wrong. That's why when he did a wrong thing, what is the punishment that she gave? The punishment that she gave was when he did a wrong thing, he abused Shiva, said ill things about the Paramatma. Now, she punished him by surrendering her physical form into the fire because she just taught him a lesson that he is not,
He does not deserve
worth
Shakti.
of being Shakti's father. So Shakti had blessed him. Shakti had blessed him by becoming a daughter in physical form and blessed him by making him the father of Shakti herself, but he was not worthy of it. So she gave the punishment by surrendering her physical body into the fire. And she will not set a bad example by doing his hatya by her own, right? Because in that physical body, Daksha Prajapati is Sati's father in that physical form. So that's why she punished him. That's a very bigger punishment than killing him, right? So that's why she punished him by surrendering her physical body into the fire. And then Veerabhadra, who was born out of Shiva because of his anger, because of Tandav that Sati is got, finally cut off Daksha Prajapati's head. Okay.
Mataji,
Yeah.
Mataji,
Yeah. Yes,
Shiva
Kanna.
have any siblings, ma'am?
Come again.
Shiva have any siblings?
No, Kanna, I'm not aware of any siblings that Shiva has. There might be some avataram of his when he might see the way we have avatarams of our Krishna, of Narayana. Similarly, there are also avatarams of Lord Shiva. We will. I'm not aware of all the stories, but there are some stories which we call as Tiruvilayadu. So he is also born in n number of forms to in the earth in the physical form. So at that time, maybe he would have some siblings, but Shiva as in doesn't have any siblings, as far as I know. if you study any katha, then if you listen to any katha where you get to know Shiva in any of his avatars has any siblings, you can tell it in the class. Okay, we'll close here. We'll meet in the next class. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.